What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Lifestyle Podcast. This is my self-love journey, episode 5. So if you're new to this is me just bringing everybody else on my journey to getting more self-love, more self-acceptance, and belief in myself, because I think that there is a lot tied to these things. And I think that a lot of us underestimate the power of belief in ourselves. And so I am on that journey. I'm hoping that by me being on this journey and sharing my tips, sharing what I'm doing on a weekly basis, and sharing my progress with all these things, that it can help you also make progress here, that we can all get more self-love together, because that's what it's all about. And so I'll be bringing you on updates today. And here, I got a little bit of an update. This is my mic is closer to my mouth. And I think maybe this looks a little bit more like professional, because before it's like my mic's like way out here and it's just like I'm talking like this and you're like, dude, like, come on, like, are you a real podcaster? Now I'm a real podcaster. I got it closer to my mouth. It looks like I'm talking into it a little bit more, even though I think that you can hear me pretty clearly, but I look cooler now. It's like if you go golfing and you don't dress like a golfer, probably not going to play as good, right? That doesn't actually make any sense, but you know what I'm saying. Dress good, look good, have the right equipment here, and maybe this will be better. But hopefully you're enjoying this. So really, I've been continuing to struggle a little bit on the weekends. So I've almost figured out over the last month or two, I've conditioned myself to get back into my old tendencies of gravitating towards candy, of gravitating towards sweets, of overeating on those things, and then really not feeling great the next day, right? Or not feeling great the day of as well. It's kind of, these mini binges that I've been going through that doesn't make me feel great. And the funny thing about it, I shouldn't say funny thing, but the thing about it is that I actually feel really good those days. Like I'll feel good early in the day. And I find that I'm trying to take the pressure off myself and trying to do more fun things and trying to do less work on the weekends. And I think what's happening is, for me, when I'm bored and I feel like I should be doing more, right? Like I have these standards that keep popping back up. And so I'm really trying to work on that and work on like being able to be more with myself and work on not having to constantly be doing something to feel good about myself. And so that's something that I'm always, I think you can maybe hear Coco. She's rolling around back there. At least she's not barking, honestly. So this is a win. When I was just recording a story before this, and it's a 5-minute misconduct if Coco barks. We put her upstairs. So that's the equivalent, if you're a hockey person, to a game misconduct. We're going to put her upstairs. And so I'll let her roll around though. She's crazy. She's a little crazy girl. But so I've been conditioning myself, but I've enlisted an accountability partner. So I have accountability partners in different areas of my life. I found that it's really helpful. And so I've enlisted someone in my life to help me with this, who I can reach out to when I'm having these struggles and when I'm going through this, so that I'm not just out on an island. Because I think that's when I more gravitate towards the things that aren't serving me. So I would recommend any of you out there, if you don't have an accountability partner, I think it's huge to find somebody who you trust, that you can reach out to, that you can check in with, that can check in with you on a regular basis, whatever your goals are with anything. If you're going on a self-love journey like me, if you're trying to achieve fat loss, if you're trying to do whatever, I think it's huge to have somebody in your corner to help out and to surround yourself with more people that are going to push you forward, right? And so having that accountability is huge. I found it to be one of the best things that I can do in any area. And so I've enlisted somebody in this area of my life. And so I think that's going to help me a lot. Another thing, so just kind of updates on everything else there. So I'm continuing to go through my manifesto. So for those who don't know what that is, it's my like combination of like my vision board, goals, affirmations, stuff like that. I go through it every morning. I go through it every night before I go to bed. And this just helps me continue to keep my vision and my dreams in close proximity to myself. I think if we constantly remind ourselves of these things, if we don't obsess over them, but if we constantly remind them ourselves on a daily basis, then they're close to our heart, and it's a lot easier for us to get to where they want to be. But we also have to make sure that we're emotional when we're doing this. So I try to always be in like a really good state, a really good emotional state, and try to feel these goals and these dreams and these things that I have on my vision board. And I found that it is pulling me in that direction. I'm starting to see some of those like synchronicities in my life, and these things that it's like, oh, well, that happened again and again and again. And, these things that are starting to happen to me that are positive. And so I'm going to continue to do that and continue to move in that direction. And I'm continuing to acknowledge all my wins every night. So this is another thing that's really working well and that I recommend for everybody. Just sitting down, it takes less than 5 minutes. I'll sit there. I'll just envision what I did on the day, like daily basis, just from the meditations that I've done and the water I'm drinking, the food I'm eating that's quality, the even just brushing my teeth, going on walks, like giving Coco a hug, calling my mom, like calling my brother, doing all these things that are things that are serving me, that are connecting with other people, that are moving me in the direction of my goals. I think it's huge to pat ourselves on the back and to validate ourselves. I've talked about my struggles with validation and looking for that outside validation on this podcast. I think many times, or at least last episode, maybe the previous one as well. But this has been helping to do the self-validation and to really just remind myself that I'm good enough, right? Because I think that's huge. Another thing, continuing to relax and chill, really trying to be better, not doing things, right? To do less, to lower my quota for everything and not have to strive to these huge standards that I constantly have. So that's constantly a work in progress, and we're constantly trying to get better there. And I'm also doing more fun things throughout the week, which is good. It puts me in a better mood. I'm golfing more. I'm going to the range. I'm going to putt. I'm doing a lot of the stuff that I like doing. And I found some small changes there that have, I think all of us are better versions of ourselves when we have stuff we're looking forward to, right? We're more excited, and we're more excited. We raise that vibrational frequency, and we become, we start to be able to attract more things to ourselves. I know that's kind of a little bit woo-woo for some people, but I do believe in that. Like if you can raise your frequency, you're going to attract more people. You're going to attract more things. You're going to attract more of the dreams and the visions that you have out there. And so constantly trying to put yourself in a good state is huge. And doing more things that you enjoy on a weekly basis can really help with that. And then the last few things of this update. I like to keep these short because some of the Tuesday ones can get a little bit longer. I know they're a little bit different. And, we're having people on, we're doing that stuff, and we're providing a lot of good value there. But for these ones, try to keep them a little shorter. So it's like a little quick Thursday, hopefully hit. You get to hear me talk a little bit. You get a few things that I'm doing. Hopefully you can start to make those little tweaks and continue to move in the direction with me of our goals and our just loving ourselves a little bit more. And so I started breath work along with my meditation. This is very new. I'm still doing the same amount of time of like total breath work plus meditation. Like I'm doing like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. But what I'm doing is I'm starting my meditation with 7 minutes of breath work. And so I'm doing just like what Josh Trent is, who I got this from. He's awesome. He has like a podcast, Wellness Force, I believe. And he is just amazing guy. Really, really has a lot of good tips. And he has like what's called warrior breaths, so like quick breaths in, like so you do like 21 of those, and then you do like box breathing. So like 5 seconds in, hold for 5 seconds, 5 seconds out, hold for 5 seconds at the bottom. You do 2 rounds of that. And then you exhale all your air out and you hold for 60 seconds. And then you do 2 rounds of that. It takes about 7 minutes. And then I move into 10 minutes of meditation. And gosh, even do like four of those quick warrior breaths there. Like it makes you feel good. And there's a lot of amazing benefits behind breath work. And so, I don't recommend doing all the things that I'm doing, but this is a good thing. If you're wanting to try something new, try breath work. Look into breath work, box breathing, warrior breaths, or like, Wim Hof has some really good breath work out there as well you could look into. And this is something that can really help with, things like your immune system and, energy levels. Like there's a lot of amazing benefits out there, a lot of studies that have been done on these things that are very positive. And so give that a shot. And the last thing is that I've talked about this, I believe, on the podcast at some point, maybe. I don't know. We've done about 40 episodes at this point. And I for like 6 months, I drank what's called Strong Coffee. So Strong Coffee Company, it's like a supplement plus coffee. And so they have adaptogens, reishi mushrooms, ashwagandha, and then there's also L-theanine, which is like, it helps you with focus, relaxation, stuff like that. It's combined with their coffee, right? And so you put it in, I use the Keurig, I just do hot water, and then I'll put a scoop of this stuff in there. And I'd gone away from it for a few months because I was trying to bring my budget down, not spend. But I noticed that I was spending that much, like it's like $30 a month, right? And I was spending that much money on coffee anyway, or I was spending like $20 a month on coffee anyway. I was like, you know what? I really like this stuff. Let's see how it works. The first day that I drank it again, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a completely different person. Like it literally does relax me a lot. A lot of those adaptogens, the L-theanine, it really like, it's crazy the difference in stress from just regular coffee to this strong coffee. And so if you're somebody who struggles with anxiety like I do and just like stress, and this could be something to help you out as well. Strong Coffee Company, they're not a sponsor, but it'd be pretty cool if they were a sponsor. This episode is presented by Strong Coffee Company. No, it's not, but it would be cool if it was. And give that a shot if you're somebody that's like me, where you're like high strung, anxiety is something that you struggle with from time to time. And let me know what you think. Comment back to one of my reels. You can send us a message at the Lifestyle Nutrition Podcast at gmail.com. And if this episode is helpful, make sure you subscribe, you like, comment, rate us on iTunes or Apple and Spotify and all of that stuff. We really appreciate it. It's really helpful for us to grow and continue getting this out there. Hopefully we're impacting people with our podcast, giving you some good tips every week. And hopefully with this series of the podcast, I'm able to impact you all in a positive way and help you love yourself more and accept yourself more, because I think it's just so important. So thank you so much for taking some time out of your Thursday or whatever day that you're listening to this, watching this to listen to me. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.